We became superheroes when we evolved into a social enterprise.
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.
Hello, my name is Fabian. I work here at Deaf Can Coffee. I'm assistant manager. I first started out in school here at Caribbean Christian Center for the Deaf, and then I transferred to the Lister Mary Gilby High School for the Deaf in Papine. And I really, at that time, 6 years ago, really wanted to focus on IT and computers.
6 years ago, I was in a classroom somewhere. I was making jewelry, but it was for my friends, my relatives, co-workers. That was it. No Inspire 365.
Hi, I'm Carol Narcisse. Welcome to Petals and Roots.
So 6 years ago, Next Step was just an idea.
6 years ago, educators was in our minds actually. So we had the business plan, we wrote the business plan, we were here waiting to just finish school to jump into it.
Hi, I'm Bridget Johnson Beckett. I am the CEO of the PSTO Mobility Center. Before the Sebi project, the organization just had a dream.
6 years ago, I was with the Jamaica Paralympic Association. My main job there was being the coach for the Paralympic team.
Hello, my name is Blake Widmer. I'm from Deaf Can Coffee. 6 years ago, before Deaf Can had started, was heavily just involved in working with the young boys, the teen boys here at the school at CCD.
The thought of a social enterprise, first of all, the concept social enterprise was not commonly thought about or expressed 6 years ago.
Somewhere in that 6-year period, I fell into a dark, deep dungeon, very dark, called depression. And my jewelry was my
Therapy sessions.
my therapy.
And we got to a point where we felt that we were getting old. We needed to do something that would be impactful, something that grandma and grandpa and mommy and daddy could be proud of. So we were right here, well not right here, but around the corner at the plum tree, brainstorming for a business idea. And our co-founder, Jamar Clark, said, start a tour company. We weren't so hot on the idea at first, but I mean, he's now a lawyer, so you know that lawyers are good at convincing people. So he was good at convincing us to start the tour company. But we wanted to be innovative, we wanted to be different, and that's when we dug deeper and mixed it up with gamification and the technology and started to write the business plan.
There was an entrepreneurship competition. The project was written as a class project for Entrepreneurship 101. So I thought, wow, fantastic opportunity. So that idea, which was my baby at the time, really came about out of me seeking to find self-worth and purpose. And that translated into academic transformation. So I thought, this could be a product or service that could transform my hometown. And I went home. And today, Next Step is a social enterprise that's doing well.
One thing we noticed through working with them over the course of many years is that they always struggled with self-confidence. My wife, who's a deaf Jamaican, suggested, why don't we take them out to the countryside and meet a deaf person who's very confident in who they are as a deaf person. So that's where the idea for Deaf Can really started, is with the idea that let's take our students outside of Kingston, meet Clark, a deaf man who is a coffee farmer. We learned from him. He showed us that he was very confident in who he was as a farmer and that he loved coffee, and so we want to be like him, and it worked, miraculously more than what we ever expected, because the students not only had a little bit more self-confidence from meeting Clark, but they got inspired with coffee too.
I came to the realization that if I'm going to stay alive, I might as well be here for others and share my journey with them, and maybe it could save someone the way it saves me.
Oh well, you're right, because that was at that point where you used to make them and put them down. So she used to just make them, put them down, not doing anything with them. And I said, listen, we need to start marketing these things so you can sustain your habit.
It started out when our members we had a monthly meeting at Heart Academy. So we realized that persons weren't coming out. And so we wondered why they weren't coming out. And so we recognized that the challenge was with access to mobility. Some of them use wheelchair, crutches, etc.
Well, she came up with this wonderful idea and saying that, listen to me, we have the expert at hand and all of that. You're a very good wheelchair person. You know how to repair and all of that. So why not get involved with us and help us to train some people and also do wheelchair repairs to facilitate people so that they can have mobility.
So the idea born out of that to do something to ensure that, persons were able to utilize their chairs.
A group that came down from the US tried one of their coffee drinks one day, and they said it tastes really good. And so they made the coffee drink for them, and the customer's like, wow, it's great. And the boys were really surprised that their coffee that they were roasting was that good. And so that encouraged them to start their small little coffee shop here, and everything started from there. And we've been growing ever since.
The Social Enterprise Boost Initiative, Sebi, believes that a formula to success is knowing what you want and having the right tools and people to get there.
I'm often asked what exactly is a social enterprise. I myself didn't know this long ago. But the short answer, it's a new enterprise approach to fair trade, social inclusion, community regeneration, and job creation for those who are most marginalized in labor markets and those who are most vulnerable to environmental hazards.
I remember the first time I heard the word social enterprise. It was after we'd been operating for about 6 months, and we went to a workshop, and someone said, oh, that's a really cool social enterprise. And I said, what's that mean? They said, oh, it's a business that has a social mission. It's trying to solve a problem in society.
So Mensana is a social enterprise because what it does is intended to benefit a particular group that is vulnerable in the society, and the business is intended to help to solve a social need and a social cause. In our case, occupations for persons with mental illnesses.
Educators evolving into a social enterprise really did a lot for the company. I think it gave people a greater appreciation for what we were doing for the country in itself. So they appreciated the innovation, the technology, but once it became clear the impact that we were having on the youth and what that would mean for Jamaica in the long run, people becoming more socially conscious, people becoming more culturally aware, civic pride being in the mix and all of that, we have been getting a lot of attention.
One of the things that they've done well is to find out what the sector needs. Sometimes people come to help you, but them telling you what you want. Sebi has done it differently. It has spent a good amount of time, quality time, listening and then reflecting back to us what we say our needs are. And they reflect that through training for us, through helping to equip the enterprises. We benefited, for example, from a point of sale system.
So the Sebi project has benefited Next Step in a massive way. We didn't quite understand the concept of a triple bottom line, people, passion, profit. So we were a social enterprise without even understanding that we're a social enterprise. So Sebi really helped us to understand that and to really approach our business with that understanding. And since doing that, we have been able to lock down more contracts and obviously have greater impact as we're literally engaging more clients.
Of course, Sebi is what we wanted. Sebi is what we were looking for, to partner with us to do exactly what we wanted to do as it relates to, our vision in fixing and repairing wheelchairs, So we had done our training before, 20 persons were training, but we didn't have the tool or the right know-it-all how to go through to, put this product, to put this in our business model. We did not know how to do that.
We had a vision of how we wanted the jewelry to be sold, to attach messages and stuff and send them out, as she said, because of her depression. But we just did not know how to do it. We did not have the means to do it, and we did not even know at that particular time that what we wanted to do actually had a name, and that name is social enterprise. So here came Sebi along and just rescued us and just took us up and just carried us through.
From day one, we were educating youth, we were hiring them, but we didn't really evolve or grow into a social enterprise until about 2016 when we became a part of the Sebi project. We saw an ad in the paper, applied, wrote what we did, and they identified those as, you know, social impact, a social mission. And that's when we started to, well, I mean, once we got selected, we went to the workshops, we worked with the team at Sebi, and then we ironed out what the social mission really is or was.
What it means to have Tishana starting a social enterprise of this nature is to show that good will come out of St. Thomas. We are projected as a negative parish, and having these small businesses and larger businesses becoming a part of St. Thomas and becoming a part of Jamaica is showing that we have much to offer. If persons find the time out to actually invest in this parish, they will be amazed of the number of things that we have to offer here.
I think capital is always one of those challenges for any small business, especially for social enterprises. So tonight the Jamaica Stock Exchange announced that it would be launching the Jamaica Social Exchange, where projects that support a social mission can actually raise funds. And for us at Sebi, that is a part of the legacy, because they were influenced by the growth of the social enterprise sector and the kind of formal structure that Sebi was able to provide.
What I would like to see from social enterprise Jamaica, when they do comes in, if they can provide more marketing aspects for one, and also assurance that we can have a viable business factor going forward in order for it to generate more income, not just for me, but also to help other disabled persons come in.
We want to see more young people stepping into the social space. Young people tend to associate social with charity and free work. We want them to see what we're doing, what DEFCAN is doing, what innovative companies are doing in the social space. They can come to the table with their ideas, their passions, and create global brands.
Now, as Sebi is transitioning into Seja, one of my goals and expectations that I believe Seja can do is to influence other countries. Same as how we in our deaf community in Jamaica have faced barriers, but the social enterprise sector has allowed us to create accessibility and awareness that we have abilities and that we can be successful. I would like to see Seja be able to do that throughout the Caribbean and other countries. We believe that Seja will play an important role in continuing to spread that message and encouraging everyday consumers to buy social and to invest in building a better Jamaica.
Social Enterprise Jamaica, Sebi did a great job, and we want you to top that.
So we are looking forward to Social Enterprise Jamaica really bringing the advocacy to the sector and taking on as much social enterprise to help pave that way and that path for us as a sector to really expand and grow and impact as much people, planet, and, you know, obviously profitability as we possibly can.
So from Social Enterprise Jamaica, I want to see the positioning of social enterprise as adding to the social capital, also to GDP, and making that impact in the country, so that people generally can understand what social enterprise really mean, because it is often confused with non-profit models. But to understand that social enterprise is about profit generation and making impact at the same time.
As Sebi is closing, it is good to know that much of what we have done has been institutionalized. We wanted to influence the national agenda. So tonight was really one of the final activities that we're having for the project. And we're really proud of the work that we have done over the last 6 years, proud of the team, proud of JN Foundation and USAID for its continued support. So we'll see the next chapter, 2019.
Buy social means that whenever you buy or purchase a tour from educators, whenever you purchase an experience on our app, Advent Tours, the money that you spend with us is educating a child.
It gives us the opportunity to showcase our work as a social enterprise.
To us, buy social means to help ensure that somebody stays alive. It means supporting somebody's well-being.
You get the good quality service and product, but you also get the avenue through which that you can do what you want to do, which is to be able to give back to society.
Buy social means more power for your dollar, making impact through your purchase.
So when we get out there with our jewelry and you come and you support our cause, you're helping someone to stay alive. As with all the other social enterprises, when you support them, when you buy from them, you're helping their cause.
Maybe in 5 years we'll have 100, maybe we'll have 150. But what we want to happen at the end of the day is that the deaf community themselves knows that they can, and that the rest of Jamaica knows that the deaf community can too.
It's employing a youth. It's including somebody maybe from the deaf community, somebody who is homeless. It's going directly into a project at the end of the year that will let somebody feel loved. It's your money going to work and giving you a premium product at the same time.
Just through the power of your purchase, you can make a change and transform lives.
There's no turning back. With Sebi by our side, we have achieved everything that we wanted to achieve as it relates to improving the life of persons with disability.
Educate, include, employ, empower by buying social.
So that buy social emblem allows you to look out for it, right? And wherever you see it, do business with those enterprises, because it just really makes a huge difference.
Sebi will be clearly defined. At the start of our large conference a year or so ago, we asked the question what it is. We're going to make sure that at the end of this one, there'll be no questions asked. It will be for certain, defined for what it is. In closing, I want to acknowledge the work of the USAID. I want to specifically acknowledge the work of Denise Herman, who took a risk in an area that was not considered attractive, in an area that actually was important in the historical formation of businesses in Jamaica. In fact, my own organization, Jamaica National Business Society, could well be defined as a SEBI, in that it is a social enterprise, it is a mutual enterprise. All of its profits go back into supporting the community. Jane Foundation is funded by that group, where its profits are reinvested in the foundation to support social good. And it's important, I believe, that Jamaica creates more entities like this. This is what SEBI is all about.